Hey, welcome to Level 1 Restoration Behind the Scenes. Here at Level 1, in addition to restoring cars, really a growing part of our business these days is taking cars to auctions. We help customers buy cars there when we get groups of cars together, sometimes for estates and sometimes just for collectors who are ready to move a few cars out. In the case of the group of cars we're going to talk about today, this customer has approximately 150 cars, and he really enjoys adding cars to the collection. And just to keep it from going out of control, we'll sell some cars. We might sell 6 cars or a dozen cars a year, things that he's had for a little while. What we have right here in front of us is a 1971 Pantera. This has been one of his favorite cars. I'm a little surprised he's selling it. He bought this car directly from Chip Foose in, I think it was 2016. And it's a really, really great car. Chip had done some mild modifications to this car. It has some Lamborghini Miura side lights. He modified the bumpers, kind of tucked them in, made them a little cleaner. He added the early feature of the button to open the door, and the door panels are custom. And then the wheels are pretty clear. It looks like a Pantera wheel, but really it was a Chip Foose design. Really trick and subtle. This car really has not been driven really at all. We had it out to a couple of shows, and it's a great car. It's ready to go right now. It comes with a book that details all of the modifications and all the things that were done during its restoration at Chip Foose's facility, which is really fun. And this car is going to be Friday night at Barrett Jackson in Scottsdale, 2024, Friday night prime time. And then after we look at this car, we'll talk about the other 5 cars that are going. They're going a little bit earlier than this car, I think Thursday, on those lots, but they're all really good cars. And this is just a look at some of the things we do here at Level 1 Restoration outside of restoring cars. All right, let's have a look around. Like I mentioned, there are the custom bumpers, very subtle modifications, but the book that this car will come with, it shows pictures, you know, with these bumpers were all cut and sliced and form fit to the body much tighter. Really neat. It's nice that there's photography to support all that. There's that Miura side marker light. Of course, the custom one-off Foose wheels, which look like a Pantera wheel. You can tell what that is, even if it wasn't on the car, yet it's a total custom piece. Like all the other modifications on this car, they're very subtle and clean in a typical Chip Foose fashion. Another thing here, coming back to the door, is the door button. Early Panteras had a door button like this. This car would have had a handle, so this was added. It's nice and clean, kind of a fun modification. The door panels are a Chip Foose design. A lot of that, the dash and all that, is all stock. The steering wheel is custom as well. And of course, the stripe is added, but pretty much very subtle, very classy, really one of the nicest Panteras out there, I think, that's available. Next up, we have this 69 El Camino. It's a 375 horse, 396 4-speed. It's really about as cool as a 69 El Camino can be. It has a 375 horse 396, the M21 close ratio Muncie transmission, and a 373 positive traction rear end. This car, it's black with a red stripe, as you can see, black interior, red line tires. Also, what's really nice about this car, it has actually got some pretty nice awards. It has a Concourse Gold Spinner Award. It has a gold award at the Muscle Car and Corvette Nationals. We have one of the judging sheets we have right here. It scored 697 points out of 700. That's really good. This a few years ago. There might be a couple of tiny things that could be done to it. But some of the other options that this car has, pretty great options. It has disc brakes, it has an AM/FM radio, it has all of its smog equipment on there, which is a really good thing to have all that stuff correct and in place on a restoration. It really shows that the people that restored this car really were going all out to get the car as close to factory as they possibly could. It has rally wheels, it has red line tires, and in this restoration they did a lot of nice clamps, or original tower clamps and paint marks and all the things that a nice restored car really needs to have. And this car runs on Thursday at the 2024 Barrett Jackson, and it will really be a nice addition to anyone's collection. If you're looking for an El Camino, this one's about as fun of an El Camino as a guy could find. The next great car that we have that is going to be available this year is a 1956 Nomad, 1956 Chevrolet Nomad. If you don't know, a Nomad is a very sporty station wagon. It's a two-door only. They have their own roof line. All of that stuff is unique to these cars. They're really special, highly sought-after cars. This one in particular is nicely equipped. It has, among other things, it has wire-wheeled covers, a Wonder Bar radio, a tissue holder, spotlights, power seat, power windows, power steering. It has a 265 V8 power pack. This car was part of the John Staluppi collection. He was still is a great car collector, and had some really neat stuff. This is a very nice car, nicely restored. My customer actually bought this car at Barrett Jackson directly from him when he was selling his collection, and now he's buying a lot of these cars back. So who knows, maybe he'll be there bidding on this really great Nomad out at the auction. But it starts and runs and drives. It's a wonderful car. Okay, next up is a 2017 Shelby Super Snake F-150 pickup truck. This is amazing. This truck is a 750 horsepower. They've used this truck lightly. I think it has maybe 8,000 original miles on it yet. It has all of its paperwork as you would expect. Window stickers, certificates from Shelby, the certificate of the original owner, all of this great stuff, and it is in like new condition, and it's just really crazy. I'm not going to list off all the options. This thing is loaded. It's just really everything you would want, still sitting on its original rubber and everything. So really an amazing Shelby Super Snake, and I'm pretty excited to see how this thing does, because it's like new, and that's pretty amazing compared to what some of these new trucks are really going for, well up in the six-figure. This is still basically a new truck, and that's still a lot of horsepower, 750. I don't care what anybody says. This thing is fun to drive. All right, the next car we have is a 34 Ford 5-window coupe. This is a really cool car. It's a light green pearl. It's got some pearl in the paint, and this came straight out of the golden age of hot rodding, not the 50s era, but more like the 90s era, when these cars were really getting good, really getting usable. Boyd Coddington was everywhere. This one has some Boyd wheels on it. It's a 350 Edelbrock intake and carburetor. It just runs awesome. Tilt wheel, banjo steering wheel, all the classic touches from that really great era of hot rodding and street rodding. And a 34 Ford is, close to the top of the list for any of those hot rodders of that day. So this car is a really great functioning car, and it's just really nice. It's particularly nice. Now we're going to take a look at a 33 Ford. This one's a 3-window. This one is also from that great era of hot rodding, and this one has really got some cool features here. We have a 502 crate engine. This one was built at Alloway's Hot Rod Shop in Louisville, Kentucky. It has all kinds of cool stuff, polished dual quad, It's an automatic with an overdrive. It has a 9-inch Courier aluminum rear end, 4-link coilovers, front coilovers, tubular A-arms, 4-wheel disc brakes, emerald green, tan leather, tilt column, Boyd leather wrapped steering wheel, power remote mirrors, power trunk, tack and gauges. It's just all loaded up with some cool stuff. All this stuff is still in like new condition the day this car was built. It really pops. It's an awesome color. I think this would be a lot of fun for anyone wanting to step into that age of hot rodding where people actually use these cars a little bit. Same thing with this car, starts right up and drives, no problem. I think you'll really like it. That's what we're bringing down to Scottsdale this year. We hope you like this video. If you do, click subscribe, all that good stuff. We hope to see you down there at the Scottsdale 2024 Barrett Jackson Auction.